What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we're going to talk about the Houston Texans finally making the move. The Houston Texans have re-signed cornerback Bradley Roby to a 3-year, $36 million deal. So we're going to talk about this. What does this mean for Bradley Roby? What does this mean for the Houston Texans? Was this a good deal? Was Roby actually worth this deal? And how do we feel about it? Because I know a lot of y'all out there want the Texans to re-sign Bradley Roby. I also know some of y'all out there didn't want to have the Texans have nothing to do with Bradley Roby. You wanted him to be gone, and now you're stuck with him. So what do people really feel about it? I've done a lot of videos talking about corners and DBs, and I have not yet mentioned Bradley Roby, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to get into that in this while I'm breaking this down. But let's talk about the contract. He signed a 3-year, $36 million deal that's going to give him around $12 million per year, and $17 million of that money is guaranteed. Now, in saying that, this is an actual complete win and dub for Bradley Roby. And it's also slightly for the Texans, but more so for Bradley. Bradley Roby kind of won in this, and the reason why is because last year, Pittsburgh offered him the same deal, but it was just 3 years, $30 million, $10 million per year. He was like, well, I'll take this 1-year deal so I can get back on the market. I want to prove myself. I want to be an all-pro. I want to be a Pro Bowl type corner. That way, that bag goes completely up, and I'm up here asking for $14, $15, $16 million. That's what he was hoping for, and obviously he didn't get that. But at the same time, he proved himself enough to at least get a bump in that. So if he was signed that deal with Pittsburgh last year, he would be on year 2 of a $10 million deal. Now he's going to be on year 1 of a $12 million per year deal. So in that aspect, he won. He got basically the same amount. He got the same amount of money. Well, like he got more money, the same amount of years, more money. So he got a $6 million increase in that. And I don't know exactly how much Pittsburgh was guaranteeing. Who knows? Sometimes those be we get a lot of hang up on the how many is the worth of the contract and how many per year. Well, a lot of the players, because it's not NBA contracts, they worried about the guaranteed dollars. That's the part that they worried about, and that's my issue about not my issue, but I think was probably the hang up with the Carlos Hyde contract extension. Is that he probably wanted more money guaranteed because we don't know exactly what that language was. But this deal, he's getting, if I'm not mistaken, $17 million per year. I mean, $17 million guaranteed, which in my personal opinion, that's really not a lot. Because what that means, that tells me is that you'll be able to cut him next year. Because if he gets $12 million this year off of this salary, it means next year he's only going to be owed $5 million from his guaranteed money, which means is that if you cut him, like say for instance he has a bad year this year, you can cut him, you're only going to lose $5 million of it, and you're going to get what, $18 million, not 18, but you're going to get $8 million in cap space. I mean $7 million in cap space taken back. If you cut him next year, you'll be getting around $7 million. So I think that's a dub for the Texans. That's a dub for the Texans, like because of the guaranteed dollars. The guaranteed dollars is actually a plus for Houston. Now, the money he's getting per year and the amount for the full length of the contract, if he plays out that full contract, he got the dub in that aspect. Because now he's going to be in year 1 of a $12 million per year instead of being in year 2 of a $10 million contract. So, in that aspect, Roby won. But in the guaranteed dollars, the Texans won because if he has a bad year this year, they can cut him next year and they only have to give up $5 million because that's all they'll be owed to him on his contract. So that way it's a win. Now, this is my issue about the Bradley Roby. And this is the reason why I didn't bring up Bradley Roby. Not that I didn't like Bradley Roby. I thought for the most part, he was okay. My issue with him was that he made a lot of plays when he broke on plays, but didn't make the play. He didn't complete the play. He didn't get the complete interception. Because I think that he wanted to gamble, but like, he didn't gamble enough, was what I was trying to say. He was a little bit, early on in the season, way too conservative. Now, the game against Kansas City in the regular season, week 5, he gambled in that game. He didn't get any interceptions, but before he got hurt, he was breaking on a lot of balls. The game against the Patriots was his most aggressive game. That was a game that he gambled throughout the whole entire game. He should have had a pick 6 when he got his pick, and then the second pick that he got, he got off a pass interference. It got called back, but he should have had 2 pick 6s in that game. He played aggressively the whole entire game. Same thing against the Buffalo, in the playoff game. He should have had a pick 6 in the beginning of that game, and then also the game should never went to overtime because when the Buffalo Bills was driving to kick that game time field goal, he broke on the ball but didn't complete the interception. And there was another game he dropped the interception as well. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been it wasn't Tennessee, because that was probably his worst game because AJ Brown abused him in that game. Like AJ Brown completely abused him in that game against the Tennessee Titans in the first matchup. I don't think Bradley Roby played in the second game. So, because really nobody played. It was a skeleton crew. So, for the most part, he played a lot of conservative football early on, and then 2 games he was aggressive, he was effective. So, I think he needs to be more aggressive to be effective. Now, this is the thing that comes in with Bradley Roby. I'm not opposed to bringing back Bradley Roby for 2 reasons. One, the contract. I have to see what the contract was. I think he was really worth $10 million a year. I understand why they gave him $12 million, because if he hits the market, he would have got more than $12 million per year. He would have got around 13, 14, so that drives the price up. So hey, I'm gonna give him 12, so he won't even hit the open market. So I get that. That's cool. Me personally would have only paid him 10, but I can live with the 12 million per year. Now this is the thing that I got to come to grips with. Who is going to be his running mate? I've been saying this all along. You cannot, in this offseason, only bringing in one corner. If you only bring in one DB, this offseason is an epic failure. So you have to bring in another corner. Now, what type of corner are you going to bring in? You can bring in somebody like Chris Harris, who a lot of Texan fans is advocating for. Bring in Chris Harris. If you bring in Chris Harris, put Chris Harris in the slot, move Roby to outside. I think Roby proved something last year that he didn't prove in Denver, and that he's a better slot corner than he is outside corner. Because when he was in Denver, he played on the outside because Chris Harris played on the inside. Roby played on the outside week 1 against the Saints. Once we cut Colvin, we put Roby in the slot, and that's when he was playing his best ball. So I think he might be a better slot corner than he is on the outside. Is he capable of playing on the outside? Yes, he's capable of playing on the outside because he played most of his career on the outside in Denver. So he is capable of playing on the outside. So you bring in Chris Harris, that locks up your slot. You have him on the outside, and you have Conley on the other side, outside. You already know why stands. I really want the Texans to bring in James Bradberry, because if you bring in James Bradberry, you can keep Roby in the slot, and you can have James Bradberry lock down the number 1 receiver on whoever you're playing against. Whoever your number 1 receiver is, boom, you put James Bradberry on. Whoever the number 2 receiver is, boom, that's who you put Garyon Conley on. And then you have Roby cover the slot. Unless the number 2 receiver is an extremely fast receiver, then that way you take Conley, you put Conley in the slot, and then you have Roby cover whoever that fast guy is, because Roby is the fastest corner. I've been saying this for a while. They had to bring in a fast corner, especially with all the speed that Kansas City has, who's a team you're going to be looking at a lot. The speed that Hollywood Brown has out there in Baltimore. The things that they're doing in Tennessee with A.J. Brown and Corey Davis. Corey Davis is a fast receiver. We just don't see it a lot, but Corey Davis is pretty fast. And just all the speed that's going to be coming in throughout this NFL draft. I mean, damn near every receiver ran 4.44s or less. No, faster. So there's a lot of fast guys coming into the NFL, and there's a lot of fast guys that's already in the NFL, and people are going to emulate Kansas City. People are going to see Kansas City. It's a copycat league. They watch Kansas City track me all through the playoffs. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to try to emulate that. That's why you got people like Jordan Love being thrown into the number 1, getting thrown into the first round conversation, talk about him being the top 10 pick. From what I've seen out of Jordan Love, I didn't see a top 10 pick, but he does have an arm. So people want he's Patrick Mahomes, because they want to have that. They want to have big arms and big speed down the field. That's what NFL is trying to emulate because of what they see what happened in Kansas City. You have to find a way to cover that. So you need a fast corner. So that's one of the reasons why I definitely understand you bringing Bradley Roby, because he is a fast corner. He's one of the fastest corners in the league, so I understand that. Now, like I said, who are you going to get to help him? Because they ain't going to just get done with him, Conley, and Lonnie Johnson. I like Lonnie, but he's not ready to be a corner. He's damn sure not ready to be an outside corner. He is not ready to be a starter, especially on the outside. I think he's more trajecting towards being a strong safety, in my personal opinion. He has a strong safety body. I think that he's really should be on lines to being converted from a corner to a safety. and maybe have to play corner in certain packages and certain situations and things like that, that's different. But being a full-fledged corner, he might not be it. He might need to play. He might need to play as a safety. He might be better suited to be a strong safety than be a corner, especially at this point, because he's not ready. He's definitely not ready to be the number one corner or the number two corner in this team. He's definitely not ready to be one of the two starting outside corners. Him, Conley, and Roby, because they're gonna be picking on Lyon Johnson a whole lot. One, he don't get his head. He doesn't get his head around. So they're either gonna be picking on him because the receivers either gonna make plays, or Roby's going to get, I mean, not Roby, but Lyon's going to get them a pass interference call. So I think that you have to bring in another corner. If it's Chris Harris, if it's James Bradley. I kind of felt that we was out of the Byron Jones market anyway, but this move right here definitely tells me that ain't no Byron Jones. What Byron Jones? Ain't no Byron Jones. The Texans are not going to be interested and not going to be going after Byron Jones because that price tag is going to be around 16 to 17 million. They not gonna be in that. James Bradley, you could probably get. I think you can go and get him around 14. I know 15 definitely will get it done, but I think you can get the deal done, and I think you can sell him on Houston around 14 million, especially when he knows, okay, I got Roby right here covering the slot. I got Conley on the other side. I got Justin Reed as my safety. All right, cool. I can live with that. I'm playing on the offense opposite of Deshaun Watson and Hopkins and Fuller and Stills, and yeah, I think I could live with that. I think I can live with that. And it's the city of Houston. I think I can live with that. So I think you can possibly sell him on that. Same thing with Chris Harris. I think you can. Same thing with Chris Harris. I'm in the slot. I'm playing with Roby. Okay. All right, Conley, cool. Okay, the safety's cool. That offense, I know I had Peyton Manning in them. Both of them ain't never had an offense like this on the opposite side. They're okay. If I get the ball back to this offense, they gonna put points up. If I get the ball back, if I do my job, I put the ball in the hands of number 4, I'm good. If I do my job, I can help put the ball back in the hands of number 4. So that's what you can sell either Chris Harris or James Bradley, because James Bradley came the year after Cam Newton won the MVP. So he's never played on the offense. Like on Cam Newton's best year when he won his MVP, he wasn't on the team yet. He was still in college. So he hasn't played with an offense of that magnitude. I know that Chris Harris played when Peyton Manning threw for 55 touchdowns and over 5,000 yards. But the way this Texans offense is, the weapons that they have, and the type of quarterback that Deshaun is different than Peyton Manning. Still not the same type of offense. It's a little bit more dynamic, even though Peyton Manning was more precision and the general and know how to read the defense. This is more electric. This offense has the capabilities of being more electric. So I think that you could probably sell him on that. If I get the ball, if I do my job, I put the ball back in the hands of that offense. We're gonna be good. So it all depends on what you do. My whole thing about Roby, if Roby's worth the money, is because of what you do to help surround him. What other DBs did you get on this roster to help him do his job? Because if this is it, or if something real small like an Eli Apple or something of that magnitude, it's not gonna look good. It's really not. I mean, it's really not gonna look good. I mean, did you or did you not watch what the Chiefs did? You have to have more help on the outside. And I think that Roby is better suited to help play in the slot. That's why my main target the Texans should be James Bradley. But if they bring in Chris Harris, I'm not mad. I understand it. You're just going to put Roby on the outside. I do think that Chris Harris is a better, pound for pound, Chris Harris is a damn better corner than Roby. He's way better. He's a damn better corner than Roby. But Roby does have something Chris Harris doesn't have, and that's that speed factor. So that does go hand in hand. That does make sense. And also what this move tells me now is that more than likely the Texans' first pick is more than likely going to be a running back. With them signing Roby, unless they end up bringing back Carlos Hyde, which I doubt at this point. But like I said, I still give it a 40% chance that Carlos Hyde could come back. But I lean more towards I think he's not coming back. If they don't bring back Carlos Hyde, even if they don't go after another corner, more than likely that running back is going to be their first pick of the draft, with 57, if I'm not mistaken, pick 57. So we need to be on the lookout looking for running backs. Could they go corner? Yeah, they could. Do they need to go pass rusher? Yeah, they should. But Bill O'Brien, at the end of the day, like I said in my last video, still a offensive-minded coach. He cut his teeth in the offense. He's going to be looking at running back. But but back about Roby, I do think overall it's a good deal because it's not that much money, only $36 million, only $17 million guaranteed. So if Roby has a bad year or Roby looks like Aaron Colvin or just looks completely trash, you can cut him next year with no problem. And we already know Ramsey comes out next year. Ramsey is available next year. I highly doubt that Ramsey comes to Houston, but we could see. Hopefully, we could sell him on Houston. So we do understand that, but I'm not really on myself waiting for Jalen Ramsey. like when you can fix it now, you can fix it now. I'm not. Are we good? I'll just wait till Jalen Ramsey come. I'll just wait till Jalen Ramsey fix that bump all that. If you can bring in James Bradbury right now, do it. And I think that the cornerback position with the DB position, it will be solidified. If you have James Bradbury, you have Garyon Conley and Roby playing the slot, Justin Reed, and you start training and start putting Lonnie Johnson in that role of playing more safety, I think that secondary is legit. I actually think that secondary is one of the best secondaries. God, I believe that just if you add I think just by adding James Bradbury, that's going to make Garyon Conley's job way easier, and it's going to make him be more efficient as well. Then I think all that helps Bradley Roby as well, of him being the fastest DB on the field. That makes his job easier. Oh man, I'm just covering these fast guys, and I got help in the back with Reed. I got help in the back with Lonnie. I think the secondary starts being solidified. Like, just imagine that type of secondary. I just think right then that secondary is solidified. And that secondary being good will help the pass rushes as well. Even though both of them go hand in hand. I know the pass rush helps the secondary because it puts pressure on the quarterback, and the quarterback doesn't have to. Quarterback can't hold on to the ball, but there is a such thing as cover sacks. It's because some of them happen in the game against the Patriots. The DBs was covering everybody. Tom Brady had nowhere to go with the ball. Him already being a statue, he can't move around. Boom, runs right into a sack. So there are such things as coverage sacks. So you can help out your pass rush by putting lockdown defenders all across the field and outside, all in the secondary. The receivers are not able to get open no matter which route they're running. They can't get open, and that allows your Jacob Martins and your Charles Omenihu's to come in and rush. And then especially if J.J. Watt plays some semblance of what we've seen in that playoff game against the Bills and the year before in 2018, we get some of that back. You'll be able to stop people. You won't be able to full-fledged. You'll be able to slow. Let me rephrase it. Slow these offenses down, because some offenses you're not going to be able to stop. How I feel about this offense. This offense should be in that category that you cannot stop. You can slow down, but you can't stop. That's how the Texans offense should be. But that's a conversation for another video. But in all, I think the deal, like I said, it was a good deal. It just depends on who you bring in with them. Because if you just tell me it's just Bradley Roby and that's it, we have a problem. We gonna have a problem, because that's not gonna get the job done. Because Roby was on the field against Kansas City, and you've seen that 51 points. You cannot sit there and tell me that all that 51 points, that 41 straight points and 51 points overall was just because Rap was a bad DC. And all of that. Some of that had to do with personnel. You gotta have better personnel in that instance. So you need to have another corner to help out those receivers. You have to have another corner to help lock down receivers and help the other corners to help the safeties and help the pass rush. So you have to bring in somebody else. I would prefer James Bradbury, even though I know this franchise, it's a long shot. Knowing with this franchise, knowing what I know it's a long shot. I know it is, but that's just who I want. That's just my preference. I would gladly welcome Chris Harris. No qualms about it. I'm clapping if it's Chris Harris. But I'm ecstatic. I'm jumping up and down. I'm hooping and hollering if it's James Bradbury. Because that's what I want. That's the secondary that I want. Y'all might not like that, but that's James Bradbury, Garyon Conley, Bradley Roby, Lonnie Johnson, the safety, Justin Reed's the safety. That's the defense that I'm crunk going to 2020 with that secondary. Like, share, subscribe, comment below if you haven't. Click that bell, get more videos. I holla.